All right, so I'm going to use a soft slab, so this is one I just rolled recently, to make a cylinder. And there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to do this first one without any form inside. So I'm just going to cut myself a rectangle. If you wanted to be careful, you could actually measure some things here, get yourself a template, but I'm just kind of roughing it into shape. And then, of course, if you were working and turning this in, I would want to see you clean up this canvas texture, all right? Or add another texture in place. So I've got this slab that is soft and is a rectangle now. And the nice thing about soft clay slabs is you can work them into another shape. Now, if they get real big, so this is you know, hand width high or so, but if I got it much taller, it would start to want to flop on me. Now that can actually be an advantage depending what you're trying to do. But I'm just going to make a simple cylinder here. So I'm going to allow the clay to kind of wrap around itself, and then I've got kind of a neat way to put together this seam. So I've overlapped these edges. You could overlap the edges. You could score and slip where they attach and have an edge that is thicker. Some people even sometimes like to have kind of a curve happening there. The things that slabs, that wet clay can do are kind of nice. But I'm going to make a bevel that is a nice, even, clean attachment here. So I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm going to cut through both levels straight down, and what I'll end up with is a little bit of extra clay on either side, and then I've got two beveled edges that match each other. They match because I cut them at the same time. And then if I was planning, I would have a scoring tool over here. So I'm going to score and slip up these edges. You score and slip both, all right? And then I'm going to score these both together and then just pinch them together. If I can fit my hand in there, I'll use my hand against that edge. If I can't, I can get something else inside to give it some support. Now with something like this where I've got all this texture going on the outside, I could actually get in with something like a rubber tip tool, and I could try to kind of match that texture that I had with the material. I could also get that material again, and I don't have that handy, but I have another one here, and I could roll some texture over that seam. These textures don't match because I picked a random tool, but I could make that seam invisible. Now on the inside, it's a pretty, I don't know how much you can see, but it's a fairly visible seam, so I would also want to get inside there and smooth it. I could use my finger like this. I could use a rubber tip tool like this. I could even add some slip, some wet slip over the top and make that clean. If you leave that seam visible, we're going to see it, and we're going to look inside your piece and say, well, why is there a big visible seam? It's going to look messy, so clean that up. Now, this piece right now has no bottom, and maybe I want it, maybe it's a sculpture and I'm going to keep working with it. But if I've got some clay handy, like I do, I could get in here, get rid of my canvas texture. I could get in here and make a custom base for this. I'll just place it on top of there. I'll trace it with my knife. And I made it round, but if you made it oblong, you could trace an oblong shape. And then, of course, I'm going to get in here and score and slip these two seams. So I'm going to score this edge all the way around the outside. And I'm going to score the bottom, backwards, score the bottom edge all the way around the outside. Push these two together with some slip in between and get them secured onto there. If you can reach in there, I would also recommend that you use a coil on that inside edge. So after you've scored and slipped this in place, you're going to grab a coil, I just rolled a quick coil there, and you're going to get it inside there and you're going to press it down into that bottom seam. Now, I'm going to show you on a different video how the inside, this one's going to be a bit tough to see, but you can see I've started, maybe you can see, I've started to press that coil into that bottom seam. You can get in there with a rubber tip tool. Pointy one might not work so well, but the back end is round, and so you can get in there and smooth that. People also sometimes use a stiff, wet brush to get in there and clean that up. And then I'll show you cleaning up the edge of this in some of the other videos. Thanks.